The dream of America was a government and a people working together in concert and mutual respect. It should be obvious that when the government lies to you, they don't respect you. They don't value you as a human being. They don't regard you as a fellow human being. You're an asset. You're the herd, the mass. You are to be managed, not dealt with honorably.
There is a rogue network. The rogue network represents the intersection of Wall Street financiers with the intelligence community, old boys, active duty, what have you. This is the faction that rules the United States. It's existed in the present form since about 1895. It did not start with Bush and Cheney. It will not end with Bush and Cheney.
My standard before I would do a program on 9/11 is that they must provide me with impeccable evidence. Evidence that I could use. My standard for any radio program I do on any investigative report is forensic evidence, meaning, could I take this into a court of law, what you're saying, and win a case with it?
The biggest thing that came out of 9/11, of course, is that our government decided to launch the very first war of aggression, I mean, big-scale war of aggression in our history. And Nuremberg described exactly what that was. It defined a war of aggression as the supreme international crime, differing from other war crimes only in as much as it contains the accumulated evil of the whole. Okay? Now what would that be, the accumulated evil of the whole? Maybe torture? Maybe putting people in black holes without telling their wives, their children, much less the Red Cross, kidnapping them, surveilling us without a court warrant. You know, those are big crimes. That's accumulated evil, and that's what we suffered here.
They were given so-called $24 for this island that you live on. And being Native people, we do not and did not know what the true meaning of ownership is and was and will be, because we know that it doesn't belong to us. We believe, we know that it doesn't belong to you either.
What about if every thrift shop in America on the bookshelves was a copy of David Ray Griffin's books, and in the DVD section was Richard Gage's DVD and some of the other great DVDs? How are they going to get there? Well, we're going to put them there, put $1, and we're just going to put it on the shelf. And next thing you know, we're part of the culture. We're not the counterculture, the subculture. We merge into the culture.
Only the Pentagon attack was like Pearl Harbor. It was a major military facility. And without a new Pearl Harbor that required a large military facility like Pearl Harbor being attacked on 9/11, President Bush and Vice President Cheney wouldn't have been able to easily and credibly justify being at war and rolling out their entire global domination agenda and domestic surveillance state agenda.
9/11, the official 9/11 memorial service, the one that the survivors of the World Trade Center were not invited to, the first responders were not invited to, even the clergy wasn't invited to, but it seems like all the perpetrators were there.
9/11 comes along, and all of a sudden we get a credible, we get a credible, specific threat, but go about your daily lives. I mean, it's this constant psyop on America. The Americans are the most propagandized and manipulated people in the world.